DreAllDay.com.
You're now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve is yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. That's the go-getter energy that moves me, you, him, and her to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all this together in one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy, one book, one masterclass. This show right here that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic, on the heels of yesterday's episode, preach to the choir, dummy. That's the name of the topic. Preach to the choir, comma, dummy, exclamation point. The message that I'm going to be sharing here today is for the people who are building audiences, but you have wandering eyes, okay? These are the people who are always wondering, why do I not have, quote, more, close quote, people paying attention to you? Why are not more people downloading my podcast or watching my videos or reading my articles or whatever else you're trying to get people to do, liking my TikTok posts? My argument today is that if you focus on who you do have, you can grow your audience from the inside out. You put more focus on what you do have instead of looking around and wandering with your eyes towards what you don't have. You will grow your audience more quickly and more efficiently. And I'm going to explain to you exactly how that works here today. Point number one, the topic once again is preach to the choir, dummy. Story I told you, you may have heard me tell this story before. 50 Cent, when he first came out rapping, or when he first came back out rapping, he was out, then he got shot, then he came back out. And he was set to do a performance of some town that he hadn't been to before. And one of his associates said, 50, what if, since we've never been to this town, what if nobody shows up to the show? What if we don't really have much of an audience? What if only 2 people come to the show? And 50 said to him, if only 2 people come to the show, we're going to give those 2 people the best show that they've ever seen. And if we give them the best show they've ever seen, next time we come to this town, there'll be 25 people at the show. And we give them a great show, next time it'll be 300 people. And we do that again, and next time it'll be 5,000 people. All we need to do is focus on the people who will be here. This is me talking now. I'm out of 50 Cent story. All you need to do is focus on the people who are here, not the people who are not here. Give them your best, and word is going to spread. This is what I refer to as the inside out method. Focusing on serving your current customers, clients, your current opportunity as best you can, and use that service to what you have, your current opportunity, as your sales pitch to everyone who is outside of the opportunity. So however many people you have with you right now, if you only got 13 subscribers to your YouTube, or you only got 10 followers on Instagram, give the best that you can to those 10 followers. And the way that you're over delivering to those 10 followers, that is your sales pitch to all the other 100 million people who are not following you. Your current people will do the selling for you if you are giving them something that's worth sharing. If you're giving them something that's worth talking about, they will go and talk about it for you. You give them something that is worth sharing, worth telling the world about, worth making sure everybody else knows about. They will spread the word on your behalf. You don't even have to pay them to do it. You don't even have to get them an affiliate link. They will do it just because they want to, because you've given them something that's worth spreading. Are you doing that? How good of a show are you putting on for your, quote, small, close quote, audience, even though you know that your audience is, quote, small, close quote, question mark? Are you showing up fully? Are you giving your best understanding this concept? Or are you half-assing it, not really giving a great effort, wondering if you should quit just because you don't have a big enough audience yet? The inside out method says focus on who is here, not on who is not here. And if you give your best to the people who are here, then the number of people who are here will get bigger over time on its own, simply because you're giving such great material to the people who are on the inside already. Not focusing on the people who are on the outside. A lot of people put so much focus on those on the outside, they forget to pay attention to the people who have already said, I'm in. They forget to pay attention to the people who are already inside the room. They don't give them a great show, then they lose everything and they wonder what the hell happened. Focus on your current opportunity. That is the best opportunity that you will ever have. I've talked about that here on this show many times before, that your current opportunity is your best opportunity. Most recently, masterclass number 1346. That's the exact topic. Your current opportunity is your best opportunity. Your current clients are your best clients. Your current prospects, they are your best prospects. Your current job, that's the best job that you're ever going to have because you don't have any other jobs right now. If you give your best to that, then more people will come. Your inside people will do the selling to the outside people. Some people get on social media and you get so focused on getting more followers when the problem is you're sharing garbage with your current followers. And that's why your follower numbers don't change. All right. The people are leaving at the same rate that they're joining simply because you're putting out garbage. So you think you're not getting more followers. You actually are. You're just losing all the old ones at the same time. It's like an open loop there. For every one who comes in, there's one who leaves. So every 100 who join, 100 are exiting simply because you're not giving quality material. So everything is just cycling in and out, and you wonder why everything is staying flat. You got to give your best to the audience that is in, and they will attract them for you. They will do all the selling, all the marketing, and all the promotion for you. Point number 2. Today's topic is preach to the choir, dummy. Point number 2, preaching to the choir and letting people find their way to your church is much easier than giving sermons on a corner across the street from the church. I talked about this at the end of yesterday's episode. If you preach to the people who showed up and already have identified that they want to hear what you have to say, it's much easier to get your message across to those people who have already raised their hand and identified that they're in than trying to convert the people who have also, by not raising their hand, have identified that they're out. You see, if there's people standing on the corner across the street from the church, unless they are blind, legally blind, unless they are that, they can see the church. All right, they see everybody walking in with their Sunday clothes on into the church. They can hear the music coming out from inside the church while they're standing over there on the corner. They know that there's a church there. And if they wanted to be in church, guess what they would be? They would be inside. All right, last time I checked, it was free to go to church. So what you need to do as the person with the message is preach to the choir. Preach to the people who are showing up. Preach to the congregation, the people who are coming and who want to get the information. Why? Because if people want to hear a sermon, they would show up to the church. Like I said, it's free to get in. It don't cost them nothing. You could just come as you are if they wanted to. They see the goddamn building right there in front of them. They're standing on the corner for a reason because they don't want to be inside that church and they don't want to be anywhere else either. That's why they're on that corner. You try to convince people to not do what they already want to do, your argument's going to fall on deaf ears. They're going to push back against you just because you're trying to tell them that what they should do is different from what they're already doing. Who wants to be told that? You want somebody to come up to you and say, all right, I see that you're doing this, but you should stop doing that and just do this. Why? Because that's what I think you should do. All right? Nobody wants to hear that. Most people are not going to respond positively to that type of information, if you want to call it that. That type of advice, nobody wants to hear that. Talked about that in yesterday's masterclass. People know where the church is. If they want to be there, they be there. People know where your choir is. If they want to hear from you, they be looking you up and listening to what you have to say. If they're not looking you up and not asking to hear what you have to say, then there's a reason for that. Either they're not aware of you or they're just not interested. And that's fine. If they're not aware, then you could do some things to make them aware so then they can make a decision. But if they're not interested in you, they are aware they're just not interested, then that's their right. It's their choice to not be interested. Don't try to force it on anybody. There's a reason why people are standing outside of the church instead of coming in the church. Point number 3. Today's topic is preach to the choir, dummy. Do not try to preach to someone who is not part of the choir because they obviously don't want to hear it. And here's point number 3. And your question may be, well, Dre, what about the people who don't know about me? What if they're just not aware of me? They haven't decided that I'm not for them. They haven't said that my stuff is not good. They may very well be interested in what I got to offer them, but they just are not aware that I exist. What am I supposed to do then? What about those people? When you go to a new restaurant, for example, or you consider ordering a product on Amazon, what's the first thing you do? This is my question to you. You're looking at a restaurant or you're looking at a few restaurants trying to decide which one to go to. And you find one and you're like, all right, let me make sure this restaurant is good. Or you're thinking about ordering some product on Amazon and maybe you're trying to decide between two. What's the first thing that you do at that point? Usually, if you're anything like me, you're going to look up and read the reviews of that restaurant or of that Amazon product. And what are the reviews? The reviews are people giving you their account of how they were treated when they were on the inside. When someone leaves a review of a restaurant, what are they telling you? They're telling you what the experience was like to be a patron at that restaurant. Here's what it's like to be on the inside. You want to become a customer at this restaurant. Here's what I went through as a customer, and you should expect to go through the same thing. That's the implicit message shared every time somebody leaves a review on the internet. When someone leaves a review of a product on Amazon, what are they telling you? I'm on the inside because I purchased this product. So here's my experience when and during and after purchasing this product. You read the review because you want to know what it's like to be on the inside with this product, this service, this coach, this guru, this podcast, this YouTube channel, this whatever it is being sold. All right, this restaurant. I want to know what it feels like to be on the inside. Let me crowdsource that information and see what other people who have already been on the inside say about their experience. And that is going to color whether or not you choose to even have an experience. Is this true or not true? That's all the reviews are. What is it like to be on the inside? When people read the reviews of this podcast, if you haven't left a review on Apple Podcasts, go ahead and leave one right now, please. When people read the review of this podcast, what are they trying to figure out? They're trying to figure out what is it like to be on the inside and actually listen to this show. Is it worth my time to listen to what this person is talking about? They're going to go through the reviews to get their answer. If the reviews are bad, they will probably decide not to listen. If the reviews are great, they will decide to get in. And I know some of you just decided you're going to listen. You don't even look at the reviews, but many people do. There's a reason why the review section matters. There's a reason why it exists. There's a reason why people come to other people and say, hey, can I send you a free sample of this so you can review it and tell me what you think. Give me an honest review because they want to get that. They want to get insider feedback so they can share with other people, hey, this is what this person went through when they were an insider. How would you like to be one? How well have you treated the people who are on the inside? That's what a review is. What kind of experience the people on the inside have already had? That's what a review is. The new people are judging you based on what the old people have already been through. Do you notice the parallel between what we're talking about here today and how I'm talking about online reviews? People who are following you online or looking at your stuff online, they want to know what it's like to not just follow you and look at your stuff, but to be involved in and buy your stuff. And as soon as you share it, now they got a good picture of what they're going to get. And that's how they're going to make a decision. People make decisions based on what they see in those reviews, based on what the insiders, customers, clients, past people have said. So ask yourself, when it comes to preaching to your choir, what would your choir say about you? If your choir is one person, what would that one person say to the second person who walks up and asks, hey, what is it like in there? What kind of sermon is this person giving? Is it really worth the time? Is it really worth the effort? Is it really worth the energy? Is this person really giving value? Is it worth the money? And that person who's already on the inside, they're the one who's going to give you the honest truth. All right, they're not going to ask you because, of course, you're going to talk up your own product. Why wouldn't you? But when they ask somebody else, somebody who seems to be objective, somebody who doesn't have to say anything positive about you because they're not incentivized as themselves, including yourself, what are they going to say? What answer is they going to give? What review would they have left for you up until this point? Let's recap today's class, which is Preach to the Choir, dummy. This message is for people building audiences who have wandering eyes. You're always looking around, wondering why you don't have more people paying attention to you. Is because you're not giving enough attention to the people who are paying attention to you. My argument today is when you focus on what you do have, you can grow it from the inside out. Point number 1, 50 Cent. One of his associates said, what if only 2 people come to the show? He said, we're going to give those 2 people the best show they ever saw, and next time it'll be more than 2 people. This is what I refer to as the inside out method. When you focus on serving your current customers, clients, and opportunity as best you can, the sales pitch to the outside people is designed within how you serve the inside people. Your current people will do the selling for you if you are good at what you do. Some people on social media get so focused on getting more followers that they don't even focus on giving great value to their current followers. So they're losing them as quickly as they're gaining them simply because they're not putting value into the right thing. Point number 2, preaching to the choir and letting people find their way to your church is much easier than giving sermons on a corner across the street from the church. Why? Because if those people wanted to hear your sermon, you know what they would be? They would be in church amongst the congregation next to the choir and listening. But they didn't come in the building for a reason. They see the building there and they decided to stay outside. You should not go chase them down and preach to them because they don't want to be there. They are showing you very clearly that they don't want to be there. And often people in life come up short because life is giving them a loud and clear signal, but for whatever reason, they decide that they just don't want to listen. Point number 3. Oh, well, what about the people who don't know about your church? What about the people who haven't found out about you yet? They don't know your name. Oh, what about them? Well, when you go to a new restaurant or consider ordering a new product or you're thinking about hiring a new coach, what's one of the first things you do? You go look up the reviews of this individual. You go see what other people have said about being on the inside with this individual or in this business or in this situation. And the reviews are going to tell you how well you treated the people on the inside, what kind of experience the current customers have had, and that's how new people judge you. The new people will judge you on how you have treated the people who have already been on the inside. That's why reviews are so important, because we want to know what it's like if we commit and go all in on this. And those reviews will tell everybody what they should expect. Your reviews are bad, your new business is going to be bad. And if your reviews are great, your new business will be great. So you should pay close attention to making sure you're giving your best to every person who's on your inside, because you never know who's that person who's going to leave a review and you're not paying attention. You got caught sleeping at the wheel. You got caught not really ready to go. You got caught not really giving your best effort. And now you got to live with that. Your company has to live with it too, at least until you get enough positive reviews to weigh down the negatives. Preach to the choir. This is what smart people do. This is what wise people do. This is what resourceful people do. It's one of the smartest strategies out there, is to preach to the people who are already asking for what you are offering. Do not try to force a square peg into a round hole. Do not try to force your ideas or information on another person. If they really wanted it, they know who you are, they can see that you're there, they will come to you for it. They're not coming to you, there is a reason. Preach to the choir, preach to the people who are showing up at church. Don't go running across the street chasing down a guy standing on the corner. If they wanted to be inside, that's where they would be. Work on your game. Dre all day.